is accurate that panel boards are generally prohibited from being located in bathrooms. This restriction is primarily due to safety concerns related to the potential for water exposure and the increased risk of electrical shock in a damp environment. Bathrooms, by their very nature, contain sources of water such as sinks, showers, and toilets, making them inherently more humid and prone to splashes or leaks. The presence of water near electrical equipment significantly elevates the risk of electrical hazards. Placing a panel board in a bathroom creates a dangerous situation where a person could come into contact with both water and energized electrical components simultaneously, leading to severe injury or even death. Electrical codes, such as the National Electrical Code, often include specific regulations that prohibit or restrict the installation of electrical equipment, including panel boards, in damp or wet locations. These codes are designed to minimize the risk of electrical shock and fire. The specific requirements may vary slightly depending on the local jurisdiction and the edition of the electrical code in effect. However, the general principle remains the same: panel boards should not be installed in bathrooms. The prohibition of panel boards in bathrooms is not merely an arbitrary rule. It is a well-established safety measure based on sound engineering principles and a thorough understanding of the hazards associated with electricity and water. The purpose of this regulation is to protect individuals from the potential dangers of electrical shock, electrocution, and electrical fires. There are several key considerations that underscore the importance of keeping panel boards out of bathrooms. Firstly, the presence of water significantly reduces the insulation resistance of electrical equipment. Insulation is designed to prevent electrical current from flowing along unintended paths, such as through a person's body. When insulation becomes wet, its ability to resist the flow of current decreases dramatically, making it easier for electricity to find a path to ground through a person. Secondly, bathrooms are often small and confined spaces, which can make it difficult to maintain safe working distances around electrical equipment. If a panel board is located in a bathroom, it may be difficult to access it safely for maintenance or repairs without coming into close proximity to water sources. Thirdly, the risk of accidental contact with energized parts is higher in a bathroom environment. Wet hands and bare feet are common in bathrooms, which can increase the likelihood of an electrical shock if a person comes into contact with a live wire or a faulty electrical component. Fourthly, the corrosive effects of moisture and humidity can damage electrical equipment over time. Panel boards and their components are susceptible to corrosion, which can lead to malfunctions, short circuits, and even electrical fires. The high humidity levels in bathrooms can accelerate the corrosion process, reducing the lifespan and reliability of the electrical system. Fifthly, the potential for water damage from leaks or plumbing failures is a significant concern. Bathrooms are prone to leaks from sinks, toilets, and showers. If a panel board is located in a bathroom, it is at risk of being damaged by water, which can cause short circuits, corrosion, and other electrical problems. Sixthly, the presence of flammable materials in bathrooms, such as toiletries and cleaning products, increases the risk of fire. If a panel board malfunctions or experiences a short circuit, it could ignite flammable materials in the vicinity, leading to a fire. Seventhly, the use of electrical appliances in bathrooms, such as hair dryers and electric shavers, increases the overall electrical load in the room. This can put a strain on the electrical system and increase the risk of overloading circuits, which can lead to overheating and electrical fires. Eighthly, the potential for tampering with electrical equipment by children is a concern. Bathrooms are often accessible to children who may be curious about electrical devices. If a panel board is located in a bathroom, it is more likely to be accessible to children who may tamper with it and create a dangerous situation. Ninthly, the difficulty of maintaining a dry and clean environment in a bathroom makes it challenging to ensure the safe operation of electrical equipment. Bathrooms are inherently messy and prone to spills and splashes. It is difficult to keep a panel board clean and dry in a bathroom environment, which can increase the risk of electrical problems. Tenthly, the availability of alternative locations for panel boards makes it unnecessary to place them in bathrooms. Panel boards can typically be located in other areas of a building, such as hallways, closets, or utility rooms, where the risk of water exposure and other hazards is lower. In situations where there is no alternative to placing a panelboard near a bathroom, it is essential to take extra precautions to protect it from water damage and other hazards. This may involve installing a waterproof enclosure around the panelboard, using ground fault circuit interrupters on circuits that serve the bathroom, and ensuring that the panelboard is properly grounded. However, even with these precautions, it is generally advisable to avoid placing panelboards in bathrooms whenever possible. The primary function of a panelboard is to distribute electrical power from the utility service to various circuits throughout a building. It contains circuit breakers or fuses that protect each circuit from overcurrents. Overcurrents can be caused by short circuits, overloads, or ground faults. When an overcurrent occurs, the circuit breaker or fuse will trip, interrupting the flow of current and preventing damage to the electrical system. Panelboards are typically located in accessible areas where they can be easily inspected and maintained. They should be installed in accordance with the National Electrical Code and other applicable regulations. When selecting a location for a panelboard, it is important to consider the following factors: accessibility, clearance, environmental conditions, and safety. The panelboard should be easily accessible for maintenance and repairs. There should be sufficient clearance around the panelboard to allow for safe working conditions. The panelboard should be protected from environmental conditions such as moisture, dust, and extreme temperatures. The panelboard should be located in a safe area where it is not likely to be damaged or tampered with. In addition to the general prohibition of panelboards in bathrooms, there may be other restrictions on the placement of electrical equipment in certain locations. For example, electrical equipment may not be allowed in hazardous locations, such as areas where flammable liquids or gases are present. It is important to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that all electrical installations are in compliance with applicable codes and regulations. Electrical safety is a critical concern, and it is essential to take all necessary precautions to protect people from the hazards of electricity. By following electrical codes and regulations, and by using qualified electricians, it is possible to minimize the risk of electrical shock, electrocution, and electrical fires. The prohibition of panelboards in bathrooms is just one of many safety measures that are in place to protect people from electrical hazards. By understanding and following these measures, it is possible to create a safe and reliable electrical system.